We're moving to our press review now with Antonia Kerrigan. Antonia, the world basically woke up to two headlines this morning. What are they?
Well, Karis, on the one hand, you had headlines heralding an impending oil shock. The Guardian on cost of living rise amid the war in Iran. L'Humanité here in France pointing to capitalism and fossil fuels bringing us to a breakdown point. Le Figaro, the world fears an oil shock. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Donald Trump's claim last night that the war was nearly over would, if true, make all of that moot. So other papers led with that focus. Corriere della Sera in Italy, Trump, the war practically finished. The Times, Iran has nothing left and the war is nearly over. And the Daily Telegraph, Trump, Iran war, very complete, whatever very complete means. Regardless, one could be forgiven for being confused, waking up to these headlines. Is it peace on the horizon or a historic economic crisis?
Well, you've also been looking at analysis in the American press who have been following the money.
That's quite right. Well, the Washington Post has this piece on what it's cost so far, American coffers. $5.6 billion in munitions were used in just the first 2 days of strikes on Iran. This as the administration now prepares to send Congress an additional defence budget request in order to sustain the war. And now they're moving away from their more advanced, expensive weaponry they were using in the first days of the war towards cheaper weaponry, moving from millions per strike to tens or hundreds of thousands per strike. But it remains an extremely expensive business war. It's also a very lucrative one, as the Trump brothers have realised in this exclusive in the Wall Street Journal. The Trump sons back new drone company targeting Pentagon sales. This as Eric and Donald Trump Jr. back a new drone company targeting Pentagon sales called Power Us. The company are working towards producing 10,000 drones per month, which would make them a US leader. And they're, of course, vying for their slice of the $1.1 billion that the Pentagon has said they aim to spend on US-made drones by next year. Another form of war profiteering is highlighted in The New Yorker, how to prevent insider trading on Trump's wars. 6 anonymous online gamblers made $1.2 million betting on the initial US strikes on Iran. Crypto analytics firm Bubble Map suspect administration or military chain of command insiders acting with inside classified information. This is something that, of course, would be insider trading if it were the classic stock market, but it's not. It's on websites such as Polymarket, the much less regulated cryptocurrency-based prediction markets.
All right, well, amid all this turbulence, France is headed for the polls on Sunday for the first round of voting in municipal elections. Give us a preview of what's at stake.
Well, these elections coming up on Sunday, where France will start to elect its 35,000 mayors, are a touchstone on the road to the presidentials. Here in Les Echos, you have the national rally hoping to conquer dozens of cities. They only have around 15 at the moment, but they're hoping to up their numbers. They're even setting their hopes on big trophies like France's second city, Marseille. Le Monde has some polling on voter priorities. They describe a shift right in terms of voter priorities. In the top spot, unchanged from the last municipal elections, is cost of living. Second place, healthcare. That's nothing new, but what is new, that immigration has taken third place over what used to be in third place, the environment. These elections are, of course, an important test for the left too. The left wing is no longer united as they were in the 2024 elections. And in this piece in Libération, this current situation really underlines that the left-wing France Unbowed party are calling for an anti-fascist front of the left-wing groups in the second round of voting. But they are also not saying that they will endorse or cooperate on policy with the Socialists and Greens, who they are pitted against in many of these mayoral races. So the question really is, as the France Unbowed increasingly becomes a pariah to other left-wing parties, will these parties succeed without them, or will the different forces of the left defeat one another?
All right, well, finally, the whole world celebrated International Women's Day over the weekend, including North Korea. Why don't you tell us what dictator Kim Jong-un had to say to his nation's women?
Yes, at a Pyongyang ceremony documented by The Times, Kim Jong-un praises North Korean women despite their plain faces and wrinkles. The praise he heaped on the North Korean women did seem somewhat backhanded in some cases. He said, though physically weak, they are obviously strong-willed. You can pay a compliment without caveating it, he should be informed. Their plain faces assume courage and their wrinkles denote their strenuous exertion. He kept coming back to these wrinkles, but said that that Korean women's beauty does not fade. So with that, I wish our viewers and you, Karis, a belated International Women's Day.
Thank you very much. I'll take it. Antonia Kerrigan, thank you very much for that look at the papers. Thanks to you for watching. We're going to take a few minutes break, but we'll be back after that.